Off the top at 6 o'clock, the disturbing revelations just keep on coming as 24-hour News 8 continues to learn new information about Jeffrey Willis, the man suspected in an April kidnapping attempt in Muskegon County and who's being looked at in Jessica Herring's disappearance and the murder of Rebecca Bletch.
24-hour News 8's Heather Walker uncovered documents today showing Willis was fired from his job at an elementary school for allegedly using a school computer to access porn. Heather, you also talked with someone who worked with him, right?
It's an interview you will only hear on TV 8. The assistant principal at the time of Willis's firing, who is now the principal here at Edgewood Elementary in Fruitport Community Schools. We'll get to her interview in just a moment, but first I want to dig into Willis's personnel file here within the school district. This is what we found. We found that he was fired in 1998 from the Fruitport schools after he was caught looking at adult websites multiple times. We now know specifically they were porn sites, and that at least one student also had access to the materials because of that. Jeffrey Willis' personnel file from Fruitport Community Schools shows he was fired June of 1999 for looking at those sites. The letter of termination says his inappropriate use of the school computer caused a student to be exposed to a website that should have been for adults only, and they have proof that Willis accessed these sites more than once. The letter goes on to say Willis offered no explanation or defense. He did not seem surprised or upset. However, it later said he had no idea what they were talking about. He was told that if he didn't agree with the termination, he could meet with the superintendent, but he never did. Also included in those files is the resume, which shows he worked at North Muskegon Schools as well for about 4 years as a custodian there, starting in 1994. The district confirmed that today. We did not find any issues with Willis while employed there. In fact, the school gave him multiple recommendations. One letter of recommendation says Willis was very honest, trustworthy, and friendly to everyone, and that kids in the school liked him a lot. Included was his resume as well. In that resume, it stated that he liked spending quality time with his daughter. Now, I want to get back to that interview that we just got moments ago with the now principal of Edgewood Elementary, then assistant principal of Edgewood Elementary. She tells us about Willis's firing back in '99.
Originally, what brought up the concern is we did have a student that went and an inappropriate site was listed. The child did not see anything, but the site was still in the history, and that's what made us realize that we needed to monitor his computer usage because he would be the only person at that time in the computer lab.
What about hearing about the latest charges against him? What's your reaction?
I was surprised because honestly, we have not had any contact with him in 17 years. So it was a total shock.
Also new today, we have learned that most recently Willis was employed at Herman Miller. Today, the company acknowledged that, but they would not say for how long he's been employed there. He, of course, is going to be back in court later this month with the probable cause hearing. We will be there and bring you updates as they become available. Reporting live in Fruitport, Heather Walker, 24-hour News 8.
Okay, so many more details coming out about this suspect. Heather, thanks for the work today.